ourselves. It's the source file, it's the reality in which everything is written. The one whom is achieving that love means their source, their soul is going back into its reality. Imagine then it achieves what type of immense reality and rizq, sustenance of its soul is going back into the origin, in which whatever is going to come to you by whatever decree is going to come to you is in the ocean of Muhammadun Rasulullah. So it's not something small but it's our entire existence, the entire opening of our reality, that when we send our reality back to Prophet and our marifah and our way of mirage to this reality is through this love and reverence of the divine love for Prophet, the durood, the salawat, the good character, the good deeds, all the actions that the tariqah is asking. And the most powerful are the durood and the salawats on these holy nights, that, Ya Rabbi, send my soul back into its origin, back into the presence of Muhammadan Rasulullah. As you're writing and decreeing upon this holy soul that, let my soul to be in that presence, dressed by that reality, those blessings, so that all the goodness that you write to be written upon me, all my faults and wrong actions by virtue of that presence and His holy intercession. Because when you send your file back to the source, it begins to clean and eliminate all of the incorrectness, all of the badness, because no badness is going to be in the proximity of that reality. By virtue of sending our souls back towards the reality of Prophet means everything is being wiped and cleaned. Like a light from this earth entering towards the sun, everything as it begins to enter into the vicinity of the sun is beginning to be burned away and burned away. Nabi al-Ummihi, the Prophet that represents the reality of alif and mim, that there is no teacher, there is no Prophet that called Ummihi of this reality, because those Prophets take from Sayyidina Muhammad and Prophet takes directly from Allah, because this is the reality of the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah at the immense heights of haqqaiq and azimah. That this is the oceans of power, oceans of himmah, oceans of immense realities. When we're asking on Laylatul Bara, Shab al Bara, that, Ya Rabbi, famum al kitab, whatever written write for us goodness, whatever's anything of badness from our amal and our actions that would warrant us to be punished, forgive us. Allow the light of Prophet to intercede for us. Anyone who sends their soul into the presence, by virtue of their soul just moving towards the reality of Prophet, immensity of lights, when we see the diffusion of lights, the power of light, it begins to burn away all the incorrectness. This is the virtue and the blessings of light, that when we send our soul with salawats, it burns away all our imperfections, diffuses into the oneness of Muhammadun Rasulullah. As a result, those souls become beatific green lights, Muhammadiyun. And this is the immense blessings when we say Shafa'at al-Nabi, the intercession of Prophet is at every moment, not only Yawm al-Mashar. Yawm al-Mashar for those whom didn't know, but for those whom are ashiqeen, every durood, every salawat, every naat, everything that we recite, we visualize like our light is, let's say, a contaminated light with different hues. As soon as we send durood al-Sharif, Prophet says, then Allah accepts your light in my presence. Means that my light will come to your presence. What happens when the beatific green lights of Prophet is approaching with your durood, immediately everything is burned and becomes green and beatific. Everything becomes rejuvenated and revived and brought alive. And this becomes the immensity of the power of durood al-Sharif, but the immensity of the reality of Shafaat al-Nabi. That at every moment his nation who make durood al-Sharif, every time we say the azan, every time we give our shahada, every time we mention the name of Prophet Allah granted that reality that as soon as you mention the name of Sayyidina Muhammad your soul will move into that proximity and immediately be clean and become Muhammadiyun. Even Allah made it in a salah. This is the immense realities of salah, that you're praying to Allah but Allah in its reality that in your salah when you're coming in tahiyyat, as-salamu alayka ayyuhan nabi, you gave your durood al-sharif. And the dirtiness of our lights is facing salamu alayka ayyuhan nabi, Prophet and immediately the intercession of Sayyidina Muhammad. This is why the gift of intercession is so immensely powerful and such an immense reality that your nation every time they pray will be forgiven. But people don't know why they be forgiven, because they mention the name of Muhammadan Rasulullah in which, as-salamu alayka ayyuhan nabi. Every dirtiness upon them, the beatific lights of Prophets to clean them and perfect them. He won't leave his nation behind. The dirtiness of people, but it's the immense beatific and greatness of what Allah has given upon the reality of Prophets. That every time the name of Muhammadan Rasulullah mentioned, every badness and darkness from them vanish, and the beatific light of Prophet to just the servant. And shaitan makes us to lose these lights. And Allah says, your nation sins but I forgive them. And how Allah forgives them is that inspire within their hearts and tongues, keep making salawats. As much as shaitan is putting difficulty upon us, keep making durood al-sharif upon Prophet and he doesn't tire from cleaning his beloved nation, those whom love him, those whom mention him that he cleans them with his beatific lights, intercedes with them for his beatific lights, and it's a durood away. Then we see that how from the beginning of Surat al-Yasin, we read Surat al-Yasin from the realities of the holy month of Rajab. We read Surat al-Yasin for the holy realities of Sha'ban, and we read Surat al-Yasin for the immense realities of the holy month of Ramadan, so that Allah can dress us from the secrets of Rajab, that I was a hidden treasure wanting to be known, from the secrets of Sha'ban in which I created the reality of Muhammadan Rasulullah and the secrets of Ramadan, that every beatific reality is springing and becoming manifest in the holy month of Ramadan. Each of them with the immense secrets opening, dressing, blessing from the heart of Holy Qur'an the name Yasin which is the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. Means the immensity of Holy Qur'an is encapsulated by the heart of Prophet. That heart Allah gave to us is named Yasin, by the Ya and the Sin, and all the realities of Surah Yasin. All of that reality Allah when we recited all those blessings is to take the dress of the holy month of Rajab and the secrets of Allah, a treasure wanting to be known, and then reciting Surah Yasin in the holy month of Shaban, that to be known from the realities of Muhammadan Rasulullah, because means then we found the treasure of Allah. And how Allah grant to us by the power of Surah Yasin. On the third Yasin is that in Ramadan that fast and let all of these realities manifest upon your soul and beautify your soul, perfect your soul back to its origin, so that we can reach to Kitab, take from Kitab, love from Kitab. That from the essence and the heart of Kitab, the heart of Prophet to take from its realities, to be dressed from its realities, and every light and every blessing to come to us with Salawat al-Nabi. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. بحرمة محمد المصطفى نبسل سورة الفاتحة. Shaykh Ya Rasul Kareem, inshaAllah in this blessed night it's to recite the 1000 Surat al-Ikhlas and 100 Salat al-Khair, 100 rakahs, means 50 sets of 2, and those people whom have difficulty to recite all together the 1000 rakah, the 100 rakah with 1000 Surat al-Ikhlas, they can separate. They can sit and do their Surat al-Ikhlas and then pray their 50 rakahs of 2 which become 100 rakah. And they can, if they're in difficulty, they can sit on a chair and do the prayer. There should be no excuse not to do it, because these are acts of love, and we're asking to take from the heart of Holy Qur'an. That when we're reciting Surat al-Ikhlas, every 3 Surat al-Ikhlas is the reward of being dressed by the entirety of Qur'an. That's why we're saying this is the night in which the soul of Prophet Allah is writing upon that reality. And that with our salawat, with our durood, with our zikr of Surat al-Ikhlas that we're reciting, it's bringing the dress of Holy Qur'an into our soul and into our hearts, so that it's moving closer to the reality of the soul of Prophet which is manzil al-Qur'an. It's the house in which is emanating Allah's Divinely speech, an uncreated book. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi siri Surat al-Fatiha. Shaykh Ya Rasul Kareem. InshaAllah let's do du'a manzoor inshaAllah.